What's up, guys? One Koala Man here, bringing you episode number 35 of our fairy tale reviews. And in this episode, just like last episode, or the episode before, I don't remember, but a lot goes down in today's episode. We finally get kind of a lot of pieces, fixed, and a lot more pieces building up to this puzzle. So that's pretty solid. And if you guys enjoyed today's episode, be sure to hit that like button down below, because I really do appreciate it every time you guys hit that like button and comment down in the comment section below. Be sure to answer the question of the day and follow me on Twitter, both which will be in the description down below as always. And be sure to share to everybody you know that would like this type of review, because like I always say in every single episode, this review is not like every other review. It's more like a recap, more like a step-by-step of what happens, why it happens, how it happens, all that good stuff. And with all that said and done, let's get this mother underway. So we start today's episode off in Miliana's cat room, and Happy is just looking around, looking at all these different cat things and cat-related items, and he's going crazy. And so he decides to play with this cat robot, and they go along in the tower doing Lord knows what. But moving on to the good part, Urza is still explaining what happened in her past to the squad. And in this flashback of Urza's explanation, we see that all the prisoners are starting to revolt against all of the guards, all of the dogs, all of the magic soldiers, all of that. And all at the same time, we see Jalal getting punished by the tubby guy and now the tall skinny guy. And at the same time, the goons are talking to Jalal about what their motives are and who they want to revive. And the person they want to revive is not really a person, it's more of a deity. They want to revive their god. And Jalal is claiming like there is no god because we wouldn't be suffering if there was and all that stuff. But that's a story for a different day. And then the goons leave Jalal alone, and the giant Lacrima that's in front of Jalal starts talking to him, and this mystic haze starts building up around him. And this crystal starts claiming that it is this god that, the goons were talking about. And then it shows its form, and its name is Zareth, and Zareth is a male, so I'm just going to refer to it as him. And so he shows his plasma state and stands right in front of Jalal and tells Jalal to embrace this hate that he has for all of this that's happening right now. But meanwhile, with the rebellion, they start to, get the upper hand on the goons and all of those soldiers and all that. And then the magic soldiers start showing up, and people just run in terror, and they start retreating back to Lord knows where. And everybody's running off, like I just said, and Urza's saying, "What are you guys doing? We have to stand up to these things." And the magic soldiers prove why everybody's running. They just blow up everything, and they see Urza, and they start attacking Urza. But Rob, or Grandpa Rob, who's also a fairy tale member because he's got like a giant fairy tale emblem right on his back, he protects Urza and kills off all of those magic soldiers that were attacking Urza. And even though Rob is really old and really decrepit, if that's the right word, he's got a lot of magic, despite his age and despite his, state right now. And he starts to, chip away, and he continues to protect Urza. And at the same time, we see Jalal getting possessed. We see Zareth going inside of him, going on him. It's freaking disgusting. And then what we hoped wouldn't happen finally happens. Rob gets just absolutely annihilated. He gets destroyed to the point where he's just, dust at this point. And it's very, very sad moment. So that makes the kids and all the prisoners pretty much forced to retreat. So there's a pro and a con to this situation. The con is, of course, Grandpa Rob died. He got obliterated. The pro to this situation is that Urza gets her powers awakened. She gets all these weapons, the weapons start flowing up like shovels, pickaxes, swords, and she just destroys every single soldier, every single goon, everybody with a single blow of her magic that finally got awakened. And then Urza finally goes to the room where Jalal is being kept, hostage, I guess, or kept prisoner. And she beats, the tubby guy, she beats the skinny guy, and she finally saves Jalal. But Jalal is saying, "Why would we leave when true freedom is here?" And Urza's like, "What? Are you kidding me? We did all this just so we can escape, and now you want to stay?" And Jalal's saying all this stuff because, he did fully get possessed by Zeref at this point, and he just destroys the goons, and Urza's like, what are you doing? And Jalal talks to her and says, Urza, I want you to stay with me. I want me and you to stay and build the Tower of Heaven, which is what he, dubbed it. Instead of the R system, he called it the Tower of Heaven. And he's saying that he wants her to stay to help him build it to its completion to finally bring Zeref so they can go into heaven. But of course, Urza definitely does not want to stay. And Jalal, on the other hand, he threatens Urza. He's saying, okay, you don't want to stay? Fine then. If you dare come back to this island, I will kill off all your friends. I will do anything in my power to make you miserable, pretty much. And he just destroys Urza. And then we move on from her getting wrecked by Jalal and getting threatened by Jalal to her just laying on a beach just thinking like, what the friggin' heck just happened? And now we're at the Magic Council back in the present time, and they're still deliberating about the Etherion blast. So we got Seagrain, we got Ultir, we got the guy with glasses who are in favor of doing the Etherion blast, and they just need 2 more. Well, they need 1 more because one of the older ladies says, I'm in to use Etherion. So they need 1 more vote to blow up this island. But that is pretty much the conclusion of Urza's, backstory of what happened with her, what happened with all her friends. And Sho comes in and says, Urza, why are you lying to them? Tell them the truth. And Urza is not saying a single word, and he's claiming that Jalal told him that Urza blew up the boats, from all that time ago, and just went off on her own and betrayed every single person. And the squad is saying, no, Urza would never do that. Why would you believe something that clown Jalal would say? And he's just in shock because he just doesn't know who to believe. And as if we didn't need more trouble, Simon comes in. But Simon is a good guy, and he always was a good guy. And he comes in saying, look, I never lost faith in Urza. I knew Urza was good from the moment I met her. Which pretty much means that he's in love with her. I mean, obviously, come on now. And then they do all 3 of them do a heartfelt moment, and Sho is just super conflicting right now. He's like, who do I believe? Why is this happening to me? Why do I have to choose between the 2 of you? But on to more uplifting, semi-uplifting news. Natsu finally finds the cat room where Happy was, and he sees this big giant green cat hat, and he's like, oh, cool. And then he puts this mask or hat or whatever on, and he's trying to pretend to be happy. He's like, I'd make an awesome cat, And then he can't take it off, and at the doorway, Wally, the edgy guy, is just standing there looking cool, and Natsu doesn't know he's there. And that pretty much concludes the episode of Fairy Tail, with Wally just looking at Natsu, about to, annihilate him pretty much. Alrighty guys, you already know I don't like to end off without a question of the day. So today's question for the day is, if you were part of the Magic Council with this information that you have, that Seagrain has told you, would you be in favor of using Etherion, or would you not be in favor of using Etherion? And of course, give a little bit of a reason why. Now, if I had the information that Seagrain has given me, I probably would be in favor because Jalal. I get Seagrain and Jalal mixed up, but Jalal is a huge threat, and I would not want to risk him bringing this deity down to Earth and just destroying everything. So I would just destroy everything at the source, and I would definitely be in favor of it. But yeah, let me know down in the comments, would you be in favor of it? And that's pretty much end of today's episode. So as always guys, keep it cool.